look at that. It's me. Howdy, everybody. We've already got love in the chat for me. I feel so appreciated. Hello, and welcome to Global Hack Week Data. We're back. We're ready. We're better than ever. And I've got a pretty fun stream planned for us today. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Gonna be a pretty fun one, pretty smooth one. I've got a nice, lovely afternoon cup of coffee featuring my mug from my mom, which is lovely. But yes, I wear glasses. Normally you see me in contact, but for some reason my eyes are really hurting me today. So we're in the glasses fit for a nice little change of pace. If you are looking to check in, you can go ahead and do that at this link right here. For those of us who are missing that link, yep, right on there. So this is how you get your points for Global Hack Week swag. This is also how you get your swag drops potentially, as well as your swag shipments. So super, super fun. Appreciated. Yeah, I don't know what's been up. I think I didn't get a lot of sleep. And I think I accidentally slept in my contacts one of the nights because my eyes really hurt. Either way, that and it's too much staring at screens, work all day, streaming, working more, which I think complicates things, but we're making it work. Yeah, it is unfortunate, but we're making it work. We're making it work. Either way, if you are looking to check in, that's where you're going. And then I also have a lovely GitHub repository set up for our project. Either way, I'm going to leave the check-in link on this page for a few seconds, probably a minute or so. You're kidding me. Apparently, I need to update my Xcode, and it's 9 gigabytes. I checked this earlier and then forgot about it because I updated my computer. Fun. Oh, okay. So it looks like it won't affect us start launching the project, but it will affect us probably running it. So I'm going to open up the repository either way and kind of show you what we have done so far. So let's see. Let's share my screen. Yeah, so it's waiting for some packages and stuff to load, but I'll show you what we have done so far so you can kind of take a look. For this, we're also going to get rid of that Getting Started Soon banner and replace it with our Ask Questions in the Chat banner. So this is for y'all. Whenever you have any questions throughout the stream, feel free to just drop them in this chat, say hi, touch base with me, whatever you might need. So yeah, the goal behind this stream is kind of twofold. The first and foremost, it's to revise all the code that we've written here, make sure everything looks good, functions well, fix any bugs as we run into them. And then last but certainly not least is to kind of begin planning out our functionality and creating some fun stuff. So it'll be a pretty chill stream, just trying to get some things done. Maybe do some on-device testing. So we'll plug my phone in and make sure that we can log in on device, which will be really fun. Just because Simulator sometimes is a little wonky with sign in with Google and sign in with Apple, especially because technically the Simulator isn't associated with an Apple ID. On that note, we're going to go ahead and bring back the music in here. Let's see. I'm good for a slightly more chill vibe. Maybe just this one in the background. Hello. Let me go ahead and drink my coffee. Delish. Anyway. So we have our predictive code completion model already downloaded. And I want to go ahead and launch this on the simulator. So I'm going to try and run it on device to start. So I've got a nice little cord here that plugs straight into my computer. And then from there, go ahead and trust my computer. Right, so my computer is now trusted. And then we'll go ahead and add in here, right, as we set up my phone here for pairing and for testing on device, which should be really fun. Try these songs. There's a list of songs that are already imported in here that are easier for me to use. It's harder for me to like get a Spotify link set up. Maybe one day I'll get to experiment around with the music. But right now, I don't have anything. That's a funky one. But maybe next time I'll experiment around with some fun other music. We'll see what we can do. So phone is not available because it is unpaired. So let's try and debug some of these issues. iPhone is not available because it is unpaired. Let's see. Okay, so it's in a window, devices. It's saying Xcode has already, so y'all can't see the screen, but I'll share it with you, right? It's sharing me right now. Xcode has already started pairing with Carolina's iPhone. Follow the instruction on my iPhone to complete pairing. I'm gonna give it a second to load up, get some stuff done. In the meantime, it might be worth it for us to take a look on here and see if we can run this on a simulator. At the very least on a phone. So if I built it from scratch and try to run it on simulator, let's see what we come up with. So I'm starting to build. I'm also going to do a clean build. So I'm going to run Command-Shift-K to clean. And then install it on the simulator, run it from scratch, and fix it up from there, which I think would be helpful. That's pretty much it. I'm also going to drink some water. And by water, I mean my coffee, which, like I already mentioned, is absolutely delicious. But yeah, we're still constructing here. So it's going to take a second to launch the app because we're running it from clean build. Looks like our build succeeded. Clean succeeded. Beautiful. So I would love to build it, please. It's provisioning, pre-planning, planning, constructing, starting, building, more building. Beautiful stuff. Lots of super fun things in here. Right, I just got a build succeeded message on device. I'm actually going to go ahead and share the simulator with you. So this is what the simulator looks like, right? So this opens up a little physical copy of an iPhone, right? That you can see straight on your home screen. Pulls it up on here to start with, let the app launch for a little bit, and then go from there. We'll give it a second to do its thing. It's particularly so today. Beautiful. So we have our sign in with Google button here, right? And it looks like, unfortunately, it does crash as we get no active configuration. Make sure that GID client is set in info.plist. So we're going to take a look at this error, look it up. In order to resolve this page notes, we're going to go ahead and try in here to add in Go ahead and see if that fixes that error that we got from there. I just realized I was sharing the wrong screen. Well, long story short, what I just did is I took a look at the error that we got when we ran our project, looked up the actual error, got some suggestions about adding in a client ID, and then a config, and then making sure that we set the configuration before we try to sign in. So I'm going to go ahead and try this. Drink my coffee. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share this screen. So then I went ahead and used our little sign in with Google button, right? So now I can press continue. Takes me to the Google screen, right? Got test. All right, I'm going to type in my email and my password, which we do not need to see. Right, so I'm actually going to go ahead and now test this on device. So on physical device. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen and actually go ahead and do something fun, which is iPhone mirroring. So it's going to go ahead and connect to my phone. All right, and then enter my password. All right, so we're going to go to my home view, and I'm going to go ahead and click into my phone settings here, and go to Window, Devices and Simulators. This phone is being used, yes. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in again so we can see it, right? So charging is going to show up here. It is connecting and preparing my phone, right? So you can go ahead and now, if I share my screen, right, you'll see all of this device information, right? Like what type of OS I'm running, what my model is, my serial number, all of that, run destinations. So we're going to give this a minute or two to set up. In the meantime, while that's happening, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break to get some water and turn my lights on because I'm having a hard time seeing. It'll be, yeah, because we're still copying our cached symbols. I'm thinking I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Just while this also loads up and while I get everything sorted, get a cup of water and everything. So yeah, we're gonna do a quick break to set up our mobile device. So I'm gonna go ahead and run that real quick. In the meantime, while I'm out, feel free to ask me any questions that you have about development, anything in general in the chat. And I'm gonna come back looking a lot brighter with a nice cup of water and hopefully this phone all set. So see y'all in a few. Alrighty, my friend. Sorry about that. Welcome back. Lighting's looking a decent amount better. Let me type in this. It's asking for my password. Really? Well, that's not helpful. And now it's frozen. Oh, really? That's so annoying. All right, hold on, y'all. I may need to restart my computer, which is so frustrating. Because now I have a pop-up in the middle of my screen that won't go away. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try that again. Restart my computer. I'll be back as soon as possible. perfect. We're live. We're back, people. I've got exciting news. So first off, let me share my screen. The app loads on phone. I'll show you what it looks like. So I'm gonna exit out of it. On device super quick. But long story short, I'm gonna stop it. Long story short, when I run it on physical device, I'll show you what this looks like as well. So I've got phone mirroring running, so we can look at the device right on down here. Perfect. So we go ahead and share my phone. So anyway, welcome to my device, right? We'll go ahead and open up BitBattles, and we are taken straight to Hello World right in here. If I want to go ahead and restart the run, right, to actually sign out of the app, I'm gonna go ahead and do that super quick. Right, so log out of it, then reopen this, launch into the app again, right? So click on it. And because I'm already signed in, we can actually see that we've got running instances up. So if I go ahead and build this, right, it's going to build straight to my device. It'll open up. And once it takes a second, it takes a while, we'll be able to see Hello World, which is actually what our home screen is, right? So we are seeing that off changed is equal to true. And we are seeing login persistence across different runs of the device, which is awesome. So we're going to stop sharing this screen. A couple of changes that I want to make, keeping that in mind. And I'll go ahead and sign us out in a second so we can see how this works. Let me stop sharing the screen. I want to share my overall Xcode window instead. First thing that I'm seeing is that because my phone defaults dark mode, our sign in with Google button actually doesn't have sign in. You can't see the text, which is obviously not great. So we need to modify the look of our login view. And then also we need to work a little bit on these sign in with Apple things. Looks like we never finished the sign in with Apple part. So I think that'll be fun to work on for a little bit next. So I'll find a request and scope, and cannot find result and scope. We're gonna go ahead and copy this error. Cannot request and scope. So I think it looks like I'm missing one of the key parts of this. So instead, we will do the sign Apple button on a request, which needs to be a closure. And then on completion. This looks more accurate, right? On request and then on completion. Except sprint. Bless me. We'll use this request, that. And then on completion, we'll instead handle the Apple ID at result. And then we've, of course, got to fix this indentation. So I'll do a quick Command Shift. Nope, that's build. It's Control I. Yes, I think. For the indentations. Let's go ahead and close this filter to make sure that the indentations look good. That looks so much better. Great. So this code is looking a lot cleaner since we last took a look at it. So I think now I should be able to run it on my iPhone, and we'll take a look at it in a few seconds. Actually, let's go ahead and run it on simulator. Full thing from scratch. Built device is only used to run this target. I'm aware. I'm trying to run it on iPhone 16 Pro. Thank you. And then let's go ahead and share that screen so y'all can see it. So that's going to open up. That's iPhone mirroring. That's building. So we'll go ahead and give it a second. I'm going to delete my app here. Perfect. So this app is going to boot up right on this device. Brand new, fresh iPhone 16, right? Looks brand spanking new. Default wallpaper and everything. We're going to see if the app behaves as intended, loads up, right? This is kind of a fresh install. It's like it's still taking its sweet time, which is not the best of signs, but also, you know, you only launch up a specific app once, so it shouldn't be that bad. Come on, babe. You can do it. Take your time. Beautiful, right? So we have sign in with Google and our sign in with Apple button right in here, right? Our sign in with Apple. You need to sign into your Apple account in settings. All right, so we'll sign into our Apple account in settings here. And then go ahead and create those, right? But our app doesn't crash if that happens. So that looks good. So now let's go ahead and test out on phone with a brand fresh new install, right? On physical device. See whether we can get it working on there. So we'll go ahead and boot up the app on physical device. And then we will see from there whether we can run it and what it looks like. But working off at this point would be phenomenal. We'd get to tweak with the UI a little bit. I think mess around with the colors of the sign-in buttons, make that Google one look more similar. But perfect. Looks like app is launching on here. I'm going to lock my phone so we can connect and then open up BitBattles in here. And then present my iPhone mirroring screen. So I'm going to give it a second. Still says hello world. Really? Oh, that's so interesting. Because technically, I wonder, because it's deleted the off tokens, but it's still storing that information. So I guess that makes sense. But that's impressive persistence, which good, but not great for testing. I want to test out that I can log in on an Apple device with sign in with Apple. That might be a see how it goes tomorrow question. Either way, right now, we're going to go ahead and close out of that and stop sharing the screen. And then I guess Wednesday, because I don't think I have a stream tomorrow. Yeah, I don't. So, which is fine. Maybe we'll have some time to revisit it in between then and Wednesday. So let's go ahead and go back to our code. And I think at this point for a little bit, we can actually work in previews. So this is our login view, right? So now when we refresh our screen, as we know, our previews won't work correctly for actually like that authentication flow, right? Because they don't have all of the information. Granted, we're just going to go ahead and use these to help us see, you know, what the phone looks like, whether we've got everything we need and stuff like that. So it's not like we're using these for anything too intense. So that should work out. I'm also really liking how pink the light is coming from my computer, which is fine by me. It looks kind of funny. And yeah, so we're gonna take some time. I'm gonna swap the music out a little bit. What do we think? We could try this one. Yeah, we'll do this one. And we'll just keep it quiet in the background. Oh, it's running it on. Yeah. The simulator is gonna take its sweet time to load up. One of the things I hate the most about iOS development is how long it takes to run anything on Xcode or on simulator or even on device. Those initial launches are grueling. All right, beautiful. So we've got our button. Now I want to make my button for signing with Google look a lot more like the Apple button. So we're gonna do 25 or maybe 15. Or 25. Let's see that. Right, another cool thing about simulator is that in theory, it refreshes pretty quickly, right? So you should be able to see the Google logo, right? Changing in size a decent amount as I change it from 2 to 30. If I were to try something egregious like 300, it would take a while. But in theory, yeah, there you go, right? So you should be able to see that. So we'll do 30. 30 is what we had, so we're good. I think we said we were gonna try 20. Sign in with Google, right? Take a look at the comparison between these corners. Looks like the corner radius on these Apple ones is really not that big. It looks like it's just a 5-degree corner radius. And I would like to also use a frame, right, of width 222. And height 66, just to make these buttons look the same. Apparently I got this random closing brace from somewhere. Right, so we've got this frame, right? So this kind of creates a fun one. All right, we've got our frame, width 222, height 66. And then on that, we place an overlay. But instead, what we should do, most likely, is place the overlay first, and then go ahead and hop in with this nice little... No, this doesn't work. Why did I just stop my preview? Let's refresh that. Yeah, so that doesn't work because then it just places the overlay over that. So I'm wondering if instead we should set the width as 220, the height as 64 to make space for that 2-pixel overlay, and leave that sign in with Google to make the buttons look the same. Yeah, those look pretty good. Now for the actual height of them though, I can make them slightly smaller, maybe 60 or even 58, like 56. Maybe push to 50. I think I'd like 50, which would make this one 2 pixels smaller, so 48. Right, so we've got sign in with Google and then sign in with Apple for our button. Now, I know that the sign in with Apple button actually has a light mode. Sign in Apple button light mode. So I wonder if there's a dot. It's a dot frame. Change the color of sign in with Apple button. The reason why is because no. How do I make this button in light mode? The $1 million questions. Meanwhile, Android users, so true. But hey, we're in Kari Streamland. I can make iOS apps if that's what my heart desires. Dot white. So there should just be a dot white, potentially. So value of type sign with Apple button has no marble white. Yes, I know. Yeah, so sign with Apple button, right? We've got, yeah, Google needs to say you need to change the data color attribute to white. That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Is it time to ask chat? It might be, you know what? Let's ask GitHub Copilot. That's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna CD to my documents folder. CD to, actually we can open them up in VS Code. We're gonna ask Copilot. It's Copilot time. So we're gonna close these out. And I'm gonna go ahead and open my Battles folder. And then do GitHub Copilot up in here. GitHub Copilot chat. And then ask Copilot. Let's do it here. Because I want to use the white bordered style as well, because that's kind of what I was going for with the Sign In with Google button, because I have not yet decided what I want my camera to look like. So for this, I am looking to change the color of the Sign In with Apple button in my hashtag login view file to the white bordered style, but nothing I have tried is working so far. Help! So I just opened up VS Code, and I know I could do this through the CLI interface, but I love just being able to type it in here, right? So I've opened up VS Code and opened up BitBattles in it. I've got in the Copilot chat, I'm looking to change the color of Sign In with Apple button in my login view .swift file to the white border style. I'm going to try it if it's working. Help. So let's go ahead and see what he comes up with. Here's where you can modify your Sign In with Apple button. .sign in. No, it doesn't. You can use the .sign in style for a white bordered button. That sounds wrong. Very actually. Sign in. Oh, the Sign In with Apple button style being white outline. Cannot, yeah, see? So I wonder if instead of this appearing here, it would make more sense for it to appear here. Like that. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Marie. But let me go ahead and share my screen. Instead, Swift Xcode auto completion really got us. It filled in the Sign In with Apple button style right here. And then I realized that was an error clearly. And so I moved it down to where the frame is. And now when the login view reloads, you'll actually see that it looks the way it's supposed to. Riggin' finally. Okay. Now a couple of things. First off, tiny drink of water time. Next, I'm going to turn off my camera for 0.2 seconds. See how it fits my seating. All right, beautiful. Next, couple of things. This text is slightly too small. Let's try 21. Nope, too big. 20. And then I think it looks like dot font weight might be dot semi-bold or something. It's not bold. No, it might be dot semi-bold. I'll try that, see what happens. So what are my options? What about medium? This feels pretty medium to me. There we go. That's good, right? So sign with Google or sign with Apple. My two buttons, right? It's unfortunate that when you click on them, there's a different color hue. I guess that's not that big of a deal. Just with dark or black. I think that's what the outline is here on that bottom one. Looks black to me. A closer look. No. Okay, so color dot, let's see. Gray. Teal. No, okay. So let me see if I can get the color of this thing from a color picker. Color picker from my screen. I'll go ahead and go down here. This is the sign with Google Outline, so you go further down here. This lovely black. So it is 2B, 2B, 2B. Okay. Color. Hex. All right. Create custom color with Hex Swift UI. Okay, so what is 2B, 2B, 2B? Hex to GB converter. Yeah. 2B, 2B, 2B. Convert 43, 43, 43. Okay, so red is 43, blue or green is 43, blue is 43, and opacity is 1.2. Line width is 1. That should theoretically. Random. Not having you have the Apple sign set to what would change on someone's screen IRL is if they chose dark mode. That is a great question. Yes. So because I have the sign in with Apple button style set to white outline, it will change to the white outline by default. So actually, when I was running it on my own device, at first you saw that like how the sign in with button was showing up in dark mode. And like you couldn't see the text because my background was black. Now my background would still be black because I'm in dark mode, but my sign in with Apple button would be in that nice little whatever, this white prominent one. Which is why this like white outline one is a good one to set by default, because it's going to show up really well on a light or a dark background, right? Because you've got the outline on white and you've got the like full white on black. Stroke, color. Which is a red, green, and a blue. This one, so this is, oh, I know why, because I forgot 255 by 255. So it was nothing with this code. Just that for some reason Swift really wants it too. Cool, thanks. No, that's a great question. Just that for some reason Hold on. I'm trying to move around on the simulator and it is really not cooperating with me. Oh my God. It's fine. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. I'm like staring at it. It doesn't look like the other one's thicker. It probably was. That looks a lot more similar. Might still be off. It actually might be a 0.5. No, 0.5 too skinny. 0.75 looks the closest. Fewer words. Haha. So 220. So if I take off a 0.75, 0.25, so that's technically going to be a 220.5, right? Because I added it's going to be 48.5, right? Because I'm adding 0.25 on each side. So that's adding 0.5 in total. And now these look the same-ish. All right, cool. Kind of. Except, hold on. Button, hover, color, Swift UI. I might be getting too into it. I might just have to accept that for now. One of these buttons is blue and the other is gray, which is fine. I got a message from somebody. All right, I'm gonna add this as a to-do, because we're not getting there. At least I don't think so. I'm getting too bogged down in the details. To-do. Change the hover color of the two buttons to match. Cool. Now the next thing I did actually want to do, ironically, is to change this background color to the blue that we've gotten here. It Really, is that still green? I mean, I believe it. And then convert that. So I want D, F, F4, F1 to convert, and then set. Go ahead and remember how to set the background color of a view. So I'm going to need to add a Z stack around the whole thing. So theoretically, over the whole body, should just be able to apply the dot background. With my red being, let's take here, 217, 255, my green being 244, divided by 255, and my blue being 241, divided by 255. Cool. I'm just realizing I don't have a V stack that surrounds this whole thing. Just kind of confusing. Might go ahead and use a V stack for all of these just to play it safe. And then added the background color modifier on that. Let's see if that works. Should, I don't see why not. Might mess around with this. Cool. So, background. So on this whole H stack, background dot white to change the color of the button, of course. Perfect. There we go. And then this is setting a background over just that vertical. So I'm thinking instead, let's wrap this whole thing in a Z stack. Right, and then in the Z stack, I want to set the color as red, green, blue, dot ignore safe area, and then the V stack right below it. There we go. Ah, adorable. Good, good. So we have our login screen. Sign in with Google, sign in with Apple. And so instead, now I think we could create a cute new little thing called text. We're looking at the things that said new to Bitbattles. And then this I want dot font system, right? System size being about 18, maybe even smaller. And then I also want this to be in the monospaced font. Let's try 12 actually. And then all right, yep, perfect. We're gonna go ahead and try in a spacer here. I might actually want to add some padding on the bottom. Padding dot bottom about 50. Yeah, you do Bitbattles, and then we will do a new button. And a label and a frame and a background and an overlay. Except we'll make it slightly smaller, shorter, not thinner, if that makes sense. So a button, this will be our label. We don't need the Google logo. You will do register. Height, let's try about a 38.5, which puts us at a height of 40. There's a syntax error. Where's the syntax error? Function requires an opaque return type. Heh. Nope, that's too many. I'm missing whatchamacallit, bracket somewhere. Let's go back. See task. Because now when I re-indent the whole file, nope. Let's not do that. There we go. Yes, that makes so much more sense. Beautiful. Let's see here. Beautiful. So now we have our button, right, which we can click on. It says register. It says sign in, and there are sign in with Apple button, which for some reason has a different hover color, and that really bothers me. So the frame, the padding. Look at this. My apologies. What do we got here? Let me think. Double check this. We got text to video generation from the makers from OpenAI. Interesting. Anyway, let me check my email. My apologies. Let's see what we got here. All right, so BitBattles register. Use button to navigate to another page. Swift. No return. I need to place this whole thing inside a navigation stack. Everything in here. So I need another brace. And then up in here. Button needs to go to the sign up view. Theoretically. Let's do a state private var show sign in view, which by default is equal to false. And then when our button, right, was going to set our show sign in view to true. And right at the very end of the navigation destination, right, that goes in here. Is presented. Yeah, and then see, so navigation destination is presented destination, right? Show sign in view, in which case then go ahead and head on over to sign up view. Except this should say sign up. So that one should also say sign up. And then this one should also say sign up with the $sign because it's a state variable. That's what we've got in here. Why is that button not working? Let's see if I can get it running on device. Where did I put my phone? All right. So it's running supposedly on the simulator. The register button doesn't work. Ugh, it's rude. I'm gonna try that. There we go. Cool. How do I hide the back button? Also, the Z stack. I don't know why the color isn't ignoring the save area. But it isn't. Let's remove that back button. That doesn't hide the back button. But this might. There we go. Beautiful. So I got rid of the navigation back button. So now it just says hello. Let me go ahead and share my screen to share y'all what I'm seeing, but also to show y'all what I want to fix up. So first off, you'll see that I've added my lovely background color here, but it doesn't cover the edges of the view, which is not what I want. Which is really weird too, because it covers the edges of the view on previews, but then it doesn't on the main device. So I'm gonna test it out on physical and see what happens. But now when you press register, right, you're just taken to the hello screen with no other info, which is what we wanted. So we've got, that's where we like create our initial registration page. Let's go ahead and push this up to GitHub. So I'm gonna cd to Bit Battles, git add all, git commit -m working auth, git push. Perfect. So we've gone ahead and pushed up that file. Let's see what I want to do next. What do I want to do next? So we do have our like authentication fully set up, right? So if we go to Firebase, right, hop into Bit Battles. Right in here, right, we've got me as a sign-in. Go ahead and delete my user account, which I'm pretty sure will force me back into the app. Also, if I delete the app, I should theoretically be forced to log back in on physical device. Just go ahead and go into my iPhone, and then probably from there share the screen of whether sign with Apple works. Lock, start iPhone mirroring, and then go ahead and open up the app. Right, so you can see iPhone mirroring. It's attaching to my phone right now. I'll go ahead and share it when it's time in a little bit, and then we'll go from there. Let me check on something real quick while I'm waiting for this. The request to open the app failed. Nice. Okay, let's build it. Try that again. Oh, the login still works. Damn, the retention for Google Sign-In that we coded is too good. It retains the sign-in that I did on Safari, which is the correct thing to do, but man, it's annoying for testing. I'm gonna have to comment that out. Also, I was gonna check something on my phone or on my iPad, and then I forgot to look at the one thing I was gonna look at. So, this is my little thing. Let me see. I want to check here. All right, cool. Let's see here. So, let's see. Well, that's not on phone. I want it on iPhone, on this one. I want it to see on device. I'm gonna give this thing a second. For those of you who are wondering, I'm currently sharing a simulator, waiting for it to do its thing. Why is that not working? It's so frustrating. For context, for some reason, the ignore safe area does not work on the simulator, even though it works on the preview, which is just so annoying for no reason, because that's not how it works. Like, it's the same code. It should work fine. So I was hoping to test it out on device. I can't, because I don't have I can't log out. Ugh. Let's see. I wonder if I need the navigation stack to be outside the V stack. Like swap the order of these two. That might do it, you know? That might do it. So why don't you run on the simulator for me, bud? Because that would make sense because Preview doesn't have Preview doesn't work navigation the same way. Well, that worked. That broke. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, let's give that a stab. Let's give that a stab. See if that works. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Well, now it's just gone at all. Firebase. No. Applicant's not going to form. No. Off changed false. Oh, why does the Z stack not incorporate? Why are you doing this to me? The navigation still works. I wonder if I could try instead of the Z stack, if I could remove all references to it and instead just apply the modifier to the navigation bar, right, with a dot background. Like that. Probably do a Control-I to fix the indents. See if that works. Come on, work with me here. No? Really now? Okay. What if I tried to put it, that's on the, what if I tried to put it on the V stack, right? So kind of how I did it earlier, right? Where it just covered a portion of it, right? So that way the background just covers all of the elements in here. So change. Let's try dot resizable, because why not? It's telling me to go back to a Z stack, but the Z stack wasn't working. Neither is this, to be fair. So like, I mean, I guess I could like lean into it, right? If I maybe add some padding on the bottom of this button, right? Like bottom, like 40 or so, right? And then I make it look intentional almost, right? Like I make it look like a little frame for the thing. That could actually be kind of cute. You can see that working. We'll give it a stab. We'll be creative. I feel like we need like, so for context, oh, what did I do? What did it do? Why did we crash? Software termination signal. Oh, I probably pressed something. What? That's so true. Yeah, I closed the simulator. That'll do it. Now let's see in here. Login view. If I now look at the preview, I can mess around with the padding here a little bit, make it look cute. And then it's literally almost time to end the stream. Like we haven't been getting as much done as I wanted. Just so frustrating. I'm gonna set the screen, the previous pause. I don't know if that matters right now. Yeah, good catch. I'm trying to get this to look the way that I want it to. And I was just running, testing back and forth really quickly. Cool. Yeah, I think that kind of works. I might, I'm gonna change this to like 350. 350. No, not 450. 350. Nope. And change the alignment to center so that it like looks like it's taking up a little bit more of the screen. Actually, let's try 320 here. Just because of like, I'm thinking about smaller devices now. Yeah, but this space doesn't look too terrible. I kind of don't hate that. You know what? We're gonna stick with that. We are gonna stick with that. We'll call that a day. So let's go ahead and run another commit. So git add all, git commit -m fixing UI on login, right? Git push. And then let's talk a little bit about what we're going to do in part 4, I think. So in part 4, my friends, I want to actually like try to lay out this home feature, connect it up fully to our database, right? Because right now we have authentication working, but I want to be able to set up a user account and see what that looks like. And then from there, we'll see what happens next. Maybe there's a future for bit battles. You know, maybe, just maybe. I am going to go ahead and do a couple of things. First off, if you have not yet checked in, make sure you go ahead and do that. That's at events.mlh.io/events/12071. That's right on in that link down here. Second of all, I'm going to advertise some of the other fun things we've got going on this Google Hack Week. So, like I've mentioned, you can catch part 4, which is going to be the last part of this series, over on Wednesday for me at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which I forget what time that is in. That's midnight Greenwich Mean Time, but what is that in IST? Let's do some conversions. Yeah, so that is, so I want the time at like, what did I say the time was? 9 p.m.? No, earlier. 7 p.m. So at 7 p.m., that is, looks like right around, oh, that's a very early morning, India Standard Time. Looks like 5:30 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. Yeah, so maybe not the best time to join in on the stream, but either way, if you know you're pulling an all-nighter anyway, please come and join us. If you're looking to hang out for a little bit right after the stream, Alina is going to be over on the MLH Discord, which I'll drop a link to, which is mlh.discord, I believe. That should work. Yeah, or Hackback Discord works too. Ah! You're kidding me. Okay, my browser just froze. Anyway, join the MLH Discord over at mlh.link/Discord, right? So if you are looking to hang out and play some Gartic Phone with Alina, definitely tell her I say hi. Also, make sure that you are joining that Discord so you can stay active and involved in that, do all that fun jazz. Also lets you play all of our other fun mini events, and that's coming up in just 5 short minutes. So that's Gartic Phone with Alina at 7 p.m. 7 p.m. Eastern time. So literally in 5 minutes. Alberto afterwards is at 11 p.m. Eastern time, running his neural networks using MATLAB part 3. And then we've got a nice long break until we get to today in Global Hack Week Day 5, where then Cecilia runs a Getting Started with Git stream, and then Jocelyn runs a quick data visualization for Hackathon project stream, and then a Scribblio mini event. So looks like it's been a pretty eventful few days of streams. Either way, we've got, me, we've got Alberto, Cecilia, Jocelyn, and looks like Emily and Alina to hang out with as well. So, just in case you have not yet had enough of Global Hack Weeking, make sure that you are joining the Discord to hang out with all of our lovely folks there, that you are participating, submitting those challenges, getting everything kind of squared away. And then if you have any questions, feel free to reach out in that Ask Global Hack channel, ask any of our lovely MLHers, and they'll be more than happy to help you. Avoid tagging us directly unless it's like a super specific question to one of us. Like if you have a stream specific question, feel free to ask it. But otherwise, just go ahead and use that chat as a resource, and we'll be more than happy to help you. And yeah, I think that's going to be about it for me. Want to make sure that in case you want to catch that Scribblio, no, my goodness, it's not Scribblio. In case you want to catch that Gartic Phone event, you've got time to get a water or get a snack or something. I am going to see you in a little bit less, or a little bit more than 48 hours, I think. Did I do my math right? Or it'll be exactly 48 hours. It'll be in exactly 48 hours and 3 minutes. You're going to see me for part 4. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and thank you all so much for coming, bearing with me as we dealt with some technical difficulties today, especially. And yeah, I will see you all in a few. Bye, friends.